Hi, and thanks for logging on to the daily DVAR halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you. It's for Thursday, 12th day of March, 16th day of Adar. Here we go. We are going to kick off a new unit now discussing the laws of Kimcha de Pischa. It basically translates as the flour of Pesach. Um, and that means that we basically try to supply flour or money for people to be able to get for the poor to be able to get matzah for Pesach. Some people also call it Maos, Chittin, money for wheat. Same general idea. So basically, to sum it up, it's an idea of getting help for the poor to buy their Pesach shopping because Pesach shopping is so expensive. The Yerushalmi in Baba Basra says that if you live in a city for 12 months or more, once you become a permanent resident of a city, you're responsible for the poor of your city. Incidentally, also once you become that permanent, you have the capability of asking the city to take care of you if you are poor. Okay, so anybody who's permanent in a city is either on the rich side and helping out the poor, or on the poor side and asking the rich to help them. That's how we are. We all look out for each other. So based on this Yerushalmi, there became a custom called Kimcha de Pischa, or Maos Chittin, of trying to get help for your fellow poor people who need money for Pesach. So why is this just a Pesach thing? It should really be a year-round thing. The short answer is, yeah, it is a year-round thing. I'm in Baltimore here, and we have something we call in this city Avas Yisrael, collects millions of dollars to be distributed to the poor people of the city, and most cities do the same. But it's ramped up more at Pesach time for some of the following reasons, and here they go. First of all, according to the Shar Tzion, he says that, we're going to sit on Pesach in Cherus in a sign of freedom, leaning back, leaning to our left, and drinking our wine and eating and everything, and we're showing freedom. And it's just so inappropriate for us to be showing all that freedom while the poor have nothing to eat. Hence, we want to make sure that they too can be with us, and then our freedom is sort of more appropriate when everybody can express that same freedom. Okay, number two, matzah is just plain expensive. And since matzah is expensive, there became like an added push to try to get money to the poor at Pesach time. Reason number three, we're going to say at our Pesach Seder, halach ma'anya and kol dichvin yesev yechol, which basically means we're saying anybody who needs help, just come into my house, I'll feed you. And then, not everyone hears your announcement, and not everyone gets into your house for help. So if you want to be really sincere about what your kol dichvin really meant when you said it, and you want to prove that you really meant it, well then you go out of your way to long before you make your announcement at the Seder say, of course I mean this. I've been sending checks to the poor for matzah for weeks now, and that's why we like to do that before Pesach. Also, the Yerushalmi says that any bother to the tzibur, we wouldn't want to bother the congregation so many times a year. So we picked three pertinent times when we know the poor are having trouble, and that's Hanukkah time, and Purim time for Matanos Lavionim gets gifts to the poor, and Matzah. Pesach would be our third time of the year that we come to the congregation asking them to help support those who have trouble paying for the expensive stuff of Pesach. Lastly, Simchas Yom Tov, being happy on Yom Tov, is not just about getting your family all around a delicious table and feeding your family. It's making sure to see to it that you've included the poor. Otherwise, it's not real simcha. It's just hoarding and selfishness. But once you include the poor in your spending, then you're having real appropriate simcha. So since it means feeding the poor, usually you invite the poor into your house on any other Yom Tov, and you say, now I have beautiful simcha. My children are here, my grandchildren are here, the poor of the neighborhood are here, and it's a beautiful, beautiful gathering. Okay, but on Pesach time, some people have the custom to not eat in other people's homes because of the strictness of the Pesach Chametz laws. Therefore, you'd have to go out of your way to try to get some food to them. Hence, the idea of sending Kimcha de Pischa money, money for matzah to the poor, so that just in case they can't get into your house, your simcha of Yom Tov is still complete because you've sent them money instead. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. probably discuss Parshas Para with you tomorrow. That's coming up this Shabbos. Bye-bye.